Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Lowell, another Inside Lowell podcast. I am your host, Teddy Panos. This morning, because we're recording this on Tuesday morning, May 30th, but when you're watching it, who knows? I hope you're watching it and you will enjoy, because we got some good information on a really fun event, one of my favorite events of the year, Grecian Festival 2023, put on by Transfiguration Greek Orthodox Church in Lowell. It is this coming weekend, starts Friday, June 2nd, runs through Sunday the 4th. So much for everybody to do, the family, a lot of great food and fun and family and you name it. It's got all the good stuff. So we're going to tell you about it with our special guests. I just want to start by thanking our sponsors for making this podcast, all of our podcasts at Inside Lowell, and quite frankly, for making all of Inside Lowell possible. Of course, we start with our friends at Washington Savings Bank, a true community bank. They know their community. They have branches in downtown Lowell. They have a branch in Dracut, and they want to give you $300 still. It's a promotion that's been going on all year. $300 simply by opening up a brand new account and making $1,000 in qualified direct deposits into that account over 30 days. Now, that could be your paycheck, could be a social security check. If you're a Lowell or Dracut resident, you get $1,000 into that new account, they're giving you $300. Pretty simple, 30% return on your money. Don't pass that up. Don't pass up a chance to find out what a great bank and all the other great services Washington Savings Bank offers. Learn more online at washingtonsavings.com. Also want to thank our friends at Hafner's. You see the kicking donkey over my shoulder over there. That's their iconic logo. So much that they offer to residents of Lowell, Greater Lowell, and the Merrimack Valley. They have gas stations, car washes throughout the area. Of course, we know about their home heating oil. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about cold weather right now, but you do have to worry about summer nights outdoors, maybe a little chilly at night. They've got propane available for your heaters out there for your deck or your area in the backyard. They also have propane available for your cooking outside. You want to cook on the grill? Hafner's offers that service as well. Learn more about everything they offer by calling 866-IT-KICKS. That's 866-IT-KICKS. Or visit hafners.com to learn more. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank our friends at Reverie 73, not just an ordinary cannabis shop, ranked number 4 in the Boston.com recent rankings. And what makes them special is that of all the top 4 in that Boston.com ranking, they are the only standalone shop. And they've been around barely over a year. So you want to check them out. Their only location right now, 1148 Bridge Street in Lowell. They're planning on opening a couple more this year. But check them out, 1148 Bridge Street in Lowell, or go online to reverie73.com. And with that, let me turn my attention to my special guests this morning. I want to introduce you. They are two of the, well, dare I say, hundreds of volunteers at this point who are going to be busy working this weekend and have been busy working for many weekends to prepare for Grecian Festival 2023. I'm going to start off to my left here, Sandra Gulezian from Transfiguration Greek Orthodox Church. Good morning, Sandra. Welcome to you.
Thank you.
You are the chairperson of the 100-year anniversary committee.
That's right.
I'm also told you head the kitchen committee and pretty much about another dozen or so committees that you're involved with, right?
Involved with the parish, yes, and I love it.
All right. And to our right over here on the screen, Mrs. Sintros to me, Olivia Sintros. She is the president of the Transfiguration Church Parish Council. Good morning to you, Olivia.
Teddy. Good morning.
Nice to have both of you here. Thank you for agreeing to do this, because all your husbands and all the other guys, they went running for the hills. They got camera shy, right?
They certainly did.
Then again, you know more about this festival than any of them do. So let's talk a little bit about, first of all, the history of this festival. It's my favorite one that goes on of the Greek festivals. And we know every Greek church puts on a festival during the course of the summer, but this one has probably the richest history, and it's the best in the area here. Let's be honest. Forgive me over there, my peeps at Holy Trinity, but Transfiguration knows how to do a festival. How many years have you been doing this now?
So, Teddy, our first festival was in 1979. We followed Worcester, who was the first festival in our whole area was Worcester. And the people from Worcester came to Lowell in early of 79 and sort of taught us at the Transfiguration how to run a festival. from their perspective, and we agreed with them that we would have our festival on the off year. So for almost all of these years, we have been on the every other year from Worcester, from Worcester. Coincidentally now, Sandra's brother, Father Chris Stamus, is the priest in Worcester, which is kind of cool because in 1979, Father Chris was just a young man, right? Middle school, maybe middle school age, Sandra, and working at the Transfiguration Festival. And here he is now, the priest in Worcester, who really started it all. So we've been every other year since 1979. Maybe a couple of blips in the late 90s, but that's who we are.
And for those who don't understand the difference between this and the picnic, because Greek churches used to do a picnic. It was a one-day thing, and that's what we all grew up knowing and loving. But you actually chose to make it a multiple-day, 3-day a festival as opposed to a picnic.
Event,
yeah,
right?
where everybody was invited, not just the church members, not just the Greek community.
Right.
Everybody was invited. And I remember that one in '79. Everybody came. I mean, the crowds, the parking and the traffic getting to and from there. And if I'm not mistaken, that was the year you had the big attraction. Right?
The horse?
The Trojan horse. Yes,
the Trojan
indeed.
horse. It was not in 79. No, it was not in 79. It came a little bit later. I'm going to say maybe 83 or somewhere in the early 80s. But the first one, I mean, you're right, Teddy. I mean, the thousands and thousands of people. It was the only festival in this area. It was the only festival. I mean, all the other Orthodox churches now, and God bless them all, are, have a festival every year or every other year. But at that time, we were the only ones in Worcester. So people came from far and wide.
Yeah, they most certainly did. And there's a lot of reasons for them to come back in 79, all the years through. And now in 2023, it just seems like it's bigger and better every year. Although we got to bring that horse back. That Trojan horse has to come back. We were talking about
We're going
this.
to try to make that happen.
Now, Teddy.
Before I hit record, we convinced you of a way to do it. Because first of all, next year, for those who don't understand how rich the history of Transfiguration Greek Orthodox Church is, next year is your 100th year anniversary of the church, right?
That's right. That's right.
2024.
So what's going to go on? For those who've never been before, and you don't know what you're missing if you've never been before, but what types of Greek cultural experience can people expect?
Well, we'd like to think that we are offering something that will tantalize all 5 of the senses, right? So we are preparing all sorts of Greek foods and pastries. We've been making pastizo. We're going to have gyros and souvlaki sandwiches, a Greek lamb shank that is to die for, falls right off the bone. All the classic desserts will be available, baklava, koularakia, all of those things will be available. For the site, come visit our church, see the inside, the iconography. You won't find anywhere else in probably the continental United States. Our church is unlike really every other Greek Orthodox church. Hear the band play the Greek music. Hear Father Greg Floor give a church tour. So, various things we're going to offer Greek dance lessons, cooking demonstrations. So we'd like to say you can come, and stay all day because you'll have something to do. You
gave me a nice little outline there. I want to focus a little bit on each of those components.
Sure.
First of all, the iconography. I've been promoting this festival now for many years through my radio career, but I learned something new this year, that those were added to the church right around 1960. There was kind of a world famous iconographer, I believe is the official title, who was commissioned to do this, and it was a multiple-year project, right, before it was all complete?
Yes, Teddy. So in 1963-64, somewhere in there, our first Mosaic icon was added to our church. Before that, the whole interior of the church was white, right? The whole interior was white. And Father John Sarantis of blessed memory had a vision that the church would become covered with mosaic tiles. And the iconographer was a local iconographer from the South Shore, and he, his name just escaped me. I just got it. Robert Andrews of blessed memory. He came on board. He had never done a mosaic icon before. He was an artist, but he had never done mosaic before. And Father John convinced him that yes, you can do this. And he did the first one. He did the drawing. The drawing then went to Italy, was crafted in Italy, and then came back and was installed. And from then on, that started about 64, and it completed the interior of the church in 1994. So for all those years, thanks to the generosity of our parishioners who donated these mosaics in honor of a loved one or in memory of a loved one, thus the interior of the Transfiguration Church.
And for those who've never seen the inside of a Greek Orthodox church, they are ornate. They're all amazing in their own way. But this in and of itself, so you do offer as part of this guided tours, and folks will get to see these and learn a little bit more of the history of the entire church, not just what we were just discussing, right?
Encourage everyone to attend a church tour.
All right, let's talk about my favorite thing. As you can tell by my TV adds a lot of weight, by the way, just so you know.
Great.
That's my excuse.
That's what we want you to hear.
But the food, you listed the items, and it's not unusual for people, as you know, so you eat as much as you can while you're there, but you're not done, because what you want to do is you want to get containers and take the food home. The desserts travel very well, but so too does the pasticcio and the lamb and all the other goodies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's plenty of food all weekend, right?
That's right. We have, as I said, various dinners, souvlaki on a stick. Our lamb shank, again, is prepared by Michael Focus, and it has a very unique recipe. Think of it as like a big Flintstones bone with a big piece of lamb on the end, and it's cooked slowly in juices, and it just falls off the bone. So that's one of the favorites of the weekend. And again, lots of pastry baking has been occurring. Of course, spinach pie, or pita as we know it, will be offered. So lots of homemade goodies.
Yeah. So you say a lot of it, the prepping has been occurring.
Yeah.
It's really, first of all, it's probably a year-long process, right? When you recovered from the 2022 thing, counted the money, rested and whatnot.
Take a short rest, and
then you start planning ahead. But when does the real work start to kick in terms of preparing all of this?
Olivia?
I would say February, March. Starting to bake. I mean, we started baking the baklava because that freezes really well. So we started with the baklavas, and then the koludia, they last really well if you bake ahead of time. So, we did the baking early, and then Sandra and her daughter were instrumental A+ in the pastizzo. So, February, and then March, April, and then of course we take a little break there for Easter, and then ramp up again.
How many people are involved? How many people volunteers between the food? I imagine the food is the most intensive preparation, but in all, are we talking hundreds?
I don't think I would say hundreds.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. I think it was back in the 70s, 80s, as we talked about, for sure, hundreds. Not so much anymore. It's harder to drum up the volunteers. But I think this year, for some reason, I feel this year that we have had a banner year in volunteers, even for the weekend coming, trying to get people on the food line and people in all the booths. I found last year that was a struggle, to be honest with you. But this year, I feel like people have just signed up. I mean, they're ready to roll. So we're excited about that, because volunteers, that's the bottom line here. Without volunteers, I mean, we just can't make it happen.
Yeah, no, certainly. And of course, it wouldn't be a Greek festival if there wasn't music, if there wasn't dancing. And one of the cool things that you do, every picnic, every festival has a band, and the people attending get up and dance. But you actually have a dance troupe that performs, and you also do dance instruction so those of you who don't know how to Greek dance can learn, and then spend your entire weekend actually practicing what you learned.
That's right. Twice during the weekend, we're going to be having the sons and daughters of Alexander, I believe
Sons
they're
and
called.
daughters of Alexander the Great. Yep,
Right.
that's right,
They're going to
Sandra.
come and dance in their native costumes.
I believe that's Friday night at 8 o'clock and Saturday night at 8 o'clock.
Right. And throughout the weekend, as you said, we're going to be offering Greek dance lessons. So those of you who come and watch us dance and want to participate can have that opportunity.
And live bands as well.
That's right.
And Tapithia.
Yep.
Tapithia from 1979.
Yep. They've been there every single festival.
Every single festival.
Since 79?
Every single festival.
Good group of guys, by the way.
Great group
Absolutely.
of guys.
Yeah. And they know they know the new stuff. They know the old traditional stuff that my dad
great.
would be in heaven for. They have a clarinet player. So
That's
you
right.
want to talk old school Greek music, you have to have a clarino.
That's right. That's
As we call it. The other thing, both with the cooking, however, and with the dancing, is the instructions, because you do cooking instruction as well. So you can actually learn how to make some of these pastries and some of these items, right?
That's right. So several years ago, we started some cooking demonstrations. There were various people involved. I did a few back in the day myself, but more recently, my eldest daughter, Stephanie, who's a really fantastic cook, has done the cooking demonstrations. She teaches folks how to make tiropita, which are Greek-filled triangles made in phyllo dough. She's done spinach pie. She's made various dips. I can't remember even what else she's made, but she really can do it all. And she and I are going to be trading off this year, doing demos during the weekends.
Awesome. So and you'll quickly discover, those of you who are going to take some of these cooking demonstrations, that you can make it, but you'll never quite make it like a true Greek. Like a true Greek does, right? So make sure you stock up on your food. How do people learn more about the festival and see the schedule? I know you have a Facebook page. You have on the church website. You've got we Greeks, we had our heyday thousands of years ago, but this festival has learned all the modern strategies as well, right?
We've had to.
Got to
right?
keep up with it. Got to keep up with the times. And Stephanie Gulezian, Sandra's daughter, is she's a young woman. She's on the parish council. And she's all about, don't forget, Mrs. Sintros, don't forget the Facebook page, don't forget Twitter, don't forget this. I'm like, okay, Stephanie.
Well, that's how
that's
you
important.
make an event reach people who may not have
That's
heard about it.
right.
Because I would guess at this point, everybody in Lowell and the greater Lowell area probably knows about it. But, as you said, you start bringing people in from Worcester or Fitchburg or New
That's right.
Hampshire.
Yeah.
Now we're talking, now you have a festival,
Right.
right?
We want to reach the masses. So
Right.
people can visit our website at transchurch.org. That is the best way to get information. And we'll leave it at that.
Okay. And also on Facebook as well, you actually have an event page, Grecian Festival
we do.
2023. And of course, follow us here on Inside Lowell. We've got all that information out there as well on our social media. So lastly, you raise an awful lot of money at this, and as you said, because of the generosity of the volunteers doing it for out of love, this money goes to support a lot of important works, both in the Greek Orthodox Church, but also, I found out beforehand, in the community as well. Talk a little bit about what you do with some of the money that's been raised and how it helps people in the overall community here in Greater Lowell.
Sure, in the community. So we have a real partnership with Lowell Transitional Living Center on Merrimack Street. On Middlesex Street. And we've partnered with them since the early 90s. And we continue that partnership. We continue doing meals for them. We continue delivering food to them on a regular basis and supporting them financially, as much as we can. Also, through our other organizations within the church, we're very supportive of Community Teamwork Inc., very supportive of the Wish Project, and many of those community organizations in the city. So all of those connected with all of the ministries of our church help to support the city.
So while it's a Greek festival, it's really a community festival and a community event
Absolutely.
as well, which is great to know. All right. Anything else we need to know, or is it time to get back and start making the pizza?
That
The tent is
going up.
arriving as we
Tent
speak,
is
right?
going up as we speak.
That's right. So the tent allows you to do this no matter what the weather
Yeah.
is, rain or shine. Plus, sometimes it gets a little hot, so it's nice to have that shade
yeah. It's
in the
predicted
tent
to
as
be
well.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah.
And I'd just like to shout out to Costa Chulis, who has been chairman for many, many years and who's there right now, orchestrating that tent going up. So I think 1,000 thanks to Costa for all that he does, because he keeps us on our toes. He really, really does.
He just used the tent as an excuse not to come in here and do this. Don't let him get off that easy.
That could have been it. I think that could
Well,
have been it.
awesome. I'm excited. I can't get, because of my work, I can't get out there and spend the entire days there, but I make sure people bring food back to me.
Awesome.
Just,
Thank you.
Thank you.
oh, you're doing the lucumades? by the way?
Yes.
You have to have. You have to have the
Lucumades,
lucumades. Trust me,
absolutely.
folks. If any dessert, the other stuff is all great. The baklava and whatnot, have the lucumades.
We'll make sure you get some.
You'll thank me. Sandra Gulezian, Olivia Sintros, thank you very much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Great
Thank you,
weather to you this weekend, and much success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
All right, thank you, and thank all of you for joining us as well. Again, I'm not sure when you're watching this. Hopefully, it's before June 2nd or 3rd, so you 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, so you can get out there to Grecian Festival 2023 at Transfiguration Greek Orthodox Church. It's the Greek party of the season. Trust me, folks, take my word for it. I didn't get this physique because of not eating good Greek food. So head on out there. Thank you to everybody for joining us. Thank you to our sponsors, Washington Savings Bank, Hafner's, Reverie 73, all of our sponsors here at Inside Lowell. Check them out on our website, InsideLowell.com. As we like to say, if Lowell is your home, this is your place. Till next time, everybody stay safe out there, and we'll catch you on another podcast.
Yay.